Welcome to Horns High Studios for another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder. That means each episode is less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. So let's get started. Got an interesting one for you guys tonight. And it has to do with the theory out there floating around about the satanic panic theory. So we're going to talk about that. But please remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions and speculation. I'm not saying anyone is guilty or innocent. That's for a court of law to decide. So, but I would strongly suggest you watch this video into the end. Just a suggestion. Now, I'm going to be a little bit more serious with this one for you guys because, you know, this is an ominous subject matter that I'm about to share with you. And I'm risking life and limb by unveiling this information. I mean, they could be coming for me any second. Now, several people in the comments have brought this to my attention, and I did my best to just ignore it. You know, the numerology angle, but I simply couldn't avoid it anymore. I couldn't find it in my heart to put the world in peril any longer. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard about this, but you'll want to listen close. And remember, keep watching it until the end. The address of the crime was 1122 King Road. Now, if you add up those digits, it equals the number 6, right? Then you look at the date that the crimes happened, November 13th, 11/13. Add up those digits. Yep, there you go again, the number 6. And then you take the year that it happened, 2022. Guess what happened? You add up those digits and it's 6 again. Now you may be experiencing a frozen shock phase at this moment that you realize that that's 666, okay? You take all 3 6s and it's 666. I mean, how insane is that? Now, we can only surmise based on that information that this incident was carried out by a satanic gang of attackers that picked that particular date and year to carry this out. And I mean, handpicking a date that has a significance like that, you know, makes perfect sense, I guess, if you're in a satanic gang. But how do you deal with the address itself, though, equaling 666? So I believe that the reason that law enforcement claims to have seen the white Hyundai Elantra on so many of these different cameras circling the neighborhood 3-4 times, that maybe it was the satanic gang trying to find an address that equaled 6 to complete their unholy trilogy of 666. Think about it. I mean, it makes sense if you're a satanic gang. So, I mean, why not? Okay. So if they didn't pull it off like that, then it would have been just lost to obscurity. It wouldn't have had any significance. It all makes sense to me now. So surely there had to be a reason why somebody would circle the neighborhood 3 or 4 times, knowing that they're probably going to be identified on a camera after the crimes. The only reason that they would be doing that would be to look for that perfect address. Maybe Google Maps got confused when they, put in King Road. And, you know, it's supposed to be Queen Road. Maybe that's why there was a confusion. I don't know, but it makes perfect sense to me. And I'm hoping that you guys can see that as well. This was very difficult to do with a straight face. As you could tell, I am just kidding. I know that probably most of you caught on pretty quick, but there may have been a few that thought that the 666 guy had lost his marbles, but come on now. This has been a joke, okay? Sometimes we just have to remind ourselves to not take things so seriously. Now, I am fully aware that this crime is not a laughing matter. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that a little levity at a time when things get pretty heavy isn't such a bad thing. And on Murder Metal Mayhem, the podcast, we do a lot of dark humor. So that's just been a way we've done things. And so I just thought it would be fun to do this. I did see several comments about the 666 thing, and I assume that they did it because of the 666 seconds videos. But I'm kind of jealous. I didn't think of this. I mean, honestly, when I saw that, I was like, that's really crazy. That is weird. But I think some of them were joking, but then, you don't know. Sometimes people, you may think that this is serious and it's a satanic gang. And I mean, come on now. I know there's some crazy theories. I've floated some theories out there, but this one just takes the cake. Now, I know that as I've been doing these videos, there have been a handful of you that were expressing concern and didn't like the idea that I was using 666 and, referencing like the Bible and religious reasons. I get all that. Okay. I get all that. But I am into heavy metal, and I was a metalhead back in the 80s, back when the Satanic Panic was at its height. And that was, we were accused in the media of being devil worshipers. I mean, it was ridiculous. Okay. So that's where all that comes from. So when I started the Murder Metal Mayhem podcast in 2018, we used the 666 thing as kind of a goof and meant to not be anything religious, but kind of snubbing our nose at the people that ridiculed us for the kind of music we like. So that's all it is. There's no deep rooted meaning in anything other than it's just a goof. Okay. So I'm not making light either of people that are into numerology. It's not something I'm into, but I get it. I mean, people really enjoy, exploring that, and that's cool. But that's, I don't mean to make fun of that. But I wanted to make sure you knew I had not lost my mind. And I do not think that this, is any sort of theory that makes any logical sense in the least. So, or does it, right? So you can comment below if you dare, and let me know what you think about my silly theory here. I do want to say thank you, though, to the Horns High Club. That's the membership here on the channel. It's starting to get extensive here. I can't read all the names off and meet my 666 seconds deadline here on most of my videos. So I'm just going to have them printed. Eventually, I'll probably have to scroll them, which would be awesome. And I do appreciate all of you guys, whether you're members or not. Really, all of you matter here, and I do appreciate it. And like I said, I just did this video as a little bit of fun, so that everything wasn't so crazy serious. Because some of the stuff we talk about is dark and twisted. So anyway, I appreciate you checking out another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder, and we'll see you next time.